We're live.
And hi, how are you?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Lionscapes, and welcome back to today's show, which is, of course, Feedback Friday.
Yeah.
So everybody freak out. Today is going to be an amazing show. We're going to give you feedback on your works.
Yeah. For everyone who doesn't know us yet, hi, my name is Sonia and this is Kasper. Welcome to Lionscapes channel. We do a lot of videos about creativity and drawing.
And Fridays are a special day because you send us your work, drawings, paintings, sketches, and we try to give you our best feedback.
Yeah.
We have to really, make a disclaimer. We're not professionals in all areas of art, but we do our best to give you feedback whatever you send us. We can give you best feedback on, I would say, environment sketches when you're drawing space, landscapes or urban areas or architecture, but we do know a lot about color, and we do our best to give you feedback on other stuff as well.
Yeah. And to make it even more interesting, we try to do it in 1 minute. So first we discuss a bit what would we like to do, and then in the next phase I torture Gasper by giving him just 60 seconds to adjust the sketch.
Yeah, the torture phase.
Yeah.
Our favorite. So welcome everyone to the live stream. If you're live here, then do send us questions via the chat. You can give thumbs up or thumbs down depending on if you liked our correction of the work or not. You can ask us questions and everything. And if you're watching this on replay, do leave us a comment in the comment section. Do tell us how you liked it and if you gained something from it.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can start right away.
We can start right away.
Yeah, Gasper already prepared the first painting or drawing. And yeah, I suggest we just look at it.
Let's go. Boom.
Boom.
All right. I like it.
What do we think?
Yeah, what do we think, people? Do you also have any suggestions? Well, the first thing I noticed with this one is I like the facial features. All the what are they called? The skin wrinkles. The wrinkles, yeah, the wrinkles. I like. They kind of. I like the freckles. I like the way the mouth is curved. There are many things that are quite nice about this facial expression.
Yeah, I agree.
So what would be something that we could improve?
Probably the feeling of depth, as usually. So this three-dimensionality, that's something that we can always adjust a bit. And I also noticed that the hair area, so the haircut, that's pretty flat in comparison to the face.
The face looks really three-dimensional. It has some highlight on the nose and everything, but on the lips. But the hair is like a bit 2D. So, okay, is this something we should try to do?
I mean, we could, yeah, for sure. I suggest that maybe we try to just to add a bit more gray to the side areas, because our face is basically like, it's not a square, but it's a,
it's a balloon. Our face is basically a balloon. What did you want to say?
You're gonna get a 30-second limit today.
What was wrong?
No, but we have like the sides of the faces, and you could basically put them into a cube or something similar, right?
Yeah, okay, yes.
But it's not a square, or it's not a cube.
What I wanted to say with balloon is also that it's three-dimensional. Just to clarify the balloon. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, let me try that.
Yeah, and maybe try to just to add some line for the face. I don't know. Try.
Some lines?
Yeah, just like to get it more.
All right. The hair, you mean?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, okay. Oh, so can I try? Can I start?
Sure.
Okay.
Start. Your time starts now.
All right, so let me get some shading here on this face. Maybe it could be even darker a bit. Yeah, something like that. No, wait, this looks too dark. sometimes everybody, sometimes we do a good job, sometimes we do a less good job, Sometimes I mess things up, but always we have fun doing it. Okay.
Okay, we also got a comment, maybe a little highlight on the t-shirt too.
Yes, the t-shirt is quite flat, right?
Yeah.
The hair in the t-shirt is a bit too flat, I would say.
Yeah, so that was an Nash suggestion.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Anesh. So where is everyone tuning in from today? Are you... What time of the day is it at your place? We're here in Berlin. It's a nice summer day. It's quite hot, and I still decided to wear a hat because
you like it.
Because I like it. I also have wet hair because I went swimming to the lake today.
Okay, so that's very voluminous.
Is it too voluminous?
No, just leave it. Just leave it. I think it's gonna be a nice difference between, before and now.
Okay, so let's check it out. So this is the before, and this is the now. Yeah. What do you think, dear audience? You can always tell us what your opinion is.
Okay, so we have many different viewers from India, Costa Rica. Wow, Costa Rica 9 a.m. India 8 p.m. Sunny morning in Seattle. India 8:30 p.m. Indonesia 10 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I really appreciate everyone who stayed up late to watch this or who woke up really early to watch us. So, cheers to you.
Okay, so we got the next one. Let's just check it out.
Okay, so this is like an anime styled drawing. Yeah, what do we have going on here?
Well, we have here going on, I mean, you need to ask the question a bit differently if you want to get my feedback, because I don't know, should I start describing it once again, or should I just try to assist you?
What aspect can we make better? I like the color scheme. The color scheme is cool, so no doubt. This is really nicely done. I like the contrast between the mint and the magenta and the purple in the background, also quite cool.
Okay, so we get the comment here from, so Hila said, more lighting, more shades. And I agree, but I would also first decide what's our priority. So we probably want to emphasize the face because she has like this poker player, like smack, she's like very comfortable.
Smack face, yeah, quite cool.
And we want to emphasize that, right? Because if you see the balance in this painting, half of it are just legs.
Yeah.
And I would say
Yeah, her legs and skirt are not that interesting, to be honest. I mean, it's like we really want to focus on the face, so I would actually crop it. I would actually, delete some of the drawing to focus on her face, because I really love how you drew the eyes, how you drew the mouth, and let's try to focus on that a bit.
And we also get like a shout out word, nose.
Nose.
But yeah, I would first of all focus on more about what's important to draw, and then afterwards, if we have still some time, let's do the technical stuff, because sometimes the composition is the most important thing.
Boom, let's try this.
Okay.
How's that?
Yeah.
Is it too much? We could maybe show a bit more of her skirt. Something like that. So this is already, I think, more focusing on her face. Now, what else could we do here? I think.
Well, something we can do in 40 seconds.
Okay. Well, because the 40 seconds is already running. Okay.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, did you expect I'm gonna give you unlimited time?
Yeah, kind of. I was kind of hoping.
Yeah. You didn't trick me. there. Yeah, I think that's the right decision. Just trying to create a feeling of depth, maybe also under the t-shirt, so that we also have this
All
get
right.
this feeling
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
or maybe on the side, under the arms.
Yeah. Exactly. So we have some shading. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you could always go with a bit more shading.
And that's your minute.
That's my minute?
That's
Okay.
your minute.
Boom. So, can I just finish here this shading on the belt back side? Okay, good. So, let's see this. So, this was before. You know, we have this composition, we have beautiful face, but it's kind of lost. And I would say now I added some darker areas around her face, and I think it's working quite well.
Yeah, I think the face really shines through.
Good work.
Okay.
Next
one.
Oh, we were like in a portrait roller coaster.
Portrait section.
Portrait section. I wanted to say like we're just having portrait after portrait. I don't know how to say it. We're having a lot of portraits today.
Yeah, so we said first we're gonna start with portraits. Usually we start with landscapes and architecture at the beginning, but this time we said let's switch it up a bit so that it gets more interesting.
Okay, so what can we make better here?
Again, fabric is, if you ask me, very hard to depict correctly. So you can always do that by adding gray. Through that, you're gonna get more feeling for voluminosity in the drapery, and I would probably start working on that. Otherwise, I can see is this also anime?
Yeah, it's anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not so very well known, but maybe, I don't know, do we like the dark eyes, or can we add maybe some you know, sparkles in the eyes, or maybe hair? I think the hair looks like almost a wig that you just put on, and somehow it looks like very artificial.
I would say, yeah, I think in general, when you're depicting people, if you have to spend most time somewhere, spend it on the face. Because this is where our eyes, this is in general, like for everyone. If you have a person in your artwork and it's, the eyes are visible, the viewer's eyes will immediately go to the eyes of the person. Yeah, it's natural. So this is where you should really put your work in. Let's say you just have 1 hour to do it, better kind of start with a whole sketch out, but like then spend the most time on the eyes. So I can say we could do that with the eyes. And one more question, Sven, does this anatomically look okay? Because I have just a feeling that, this right person might kind of rip their head off. This here should, I mean, it could be okay, but nah, I think the neck is too long.
Yeah, can be. The second person the person on the left has also a bit longer neck. I noticed.
Could be, okay.
But if you had 1 minute, Gaspar.
Yeah, let's do this.
What?
Okay. Yeah.
Where should our focus go?
Yeah. Let's focus on the eyes. I will do some small change in the in that clothing area.
Your minute also ticks.
My minute is ticking?
Yeah.
Whoops. It's always when it's ticking, it's like that something goes wrong with Photoshop. Okay, so I would, do some glitter in the eyes. Look at that. This makes it much nicer. Then I will be so bold as to extend this here, just to make it, just to not, so the neck is not so off. Now let's add some glitter in this person's eyes. Yeah, there's never enough glitter in anime drawings in the eyes.
Okay.
So
let's adjust the hairline a bit, or just a few strokes. Yeah, the hair is always shiny, right? In anime.
Yeah.
It's always like perfect. There's none of the hairs just outside the haircut, but nice shiny hair.
Yeah. So let's add some highlights on the hair.
Okay, and your time is up.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Good. Okay, so let's see what we have done. Let me align this so you can see all of both figures. And I basically focused on the eyes here. And so let's zoom in. Okay, so this was the before. And this is the after. Boom.
Yeah.
That glitter in the eyes does help, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
It draws attention.
And it looks instantly more alive, right?
Yeah.
Do you also have the feeling that it now it really got a soul or something? It's like it's so different. We have here a few comments. Whoa, the eyes look more real. Love it. Amazing. It made a huge difference. Very good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Glad you like it. Okay, now we have another portrait. This is a realistic portrait, so no cartoonish style here. What could we say about? First of all, great job. I really love the pencil work here. It's a pencil sketch, I guess. I love the shading, and it does have a certain already three-dimensionality to it. Where I think we could do more is with a little bit of highlights, because the teeth are white. That makes me think that we could actually do some highlight on the nose as well. And again, some shading on the hair. And also, we have this dark line on her left side, which is a bit, makes the whole illusion of the three-dimensionality disappear a little bit. You know what I mean? This line here.
Okay, yeah. I will focus probably on different things. But I think that's good.
Yeah, what would you focus on?
Well, I think the face has almost this feeling, that it was like drawn with a line and like with an oval, and then the hairline was placed all over. And in this case, since it's so realistic, I would probably try to add some hair to make it a bit more realistic, in sense that, I mean, no one has like the perfect hairline.
This is true. What's the hairline actually like?
Well, every person has different hairline, but usually this is pretty common, that you have like this part which is like where the hair are a bit rarer.
Yeah.
And for example, she also has this mark here, which indicates something about her culture, and I would probably emphasize that a bit stronger. And then also the ear on the left side, it's some sort of funny covered with hair, and it's not so, you don't know if it's a hair or is it an earring, or
actually, the ear would stick out, right? You would see the whole ear.
I mean, yeah, I think that would probably save this funny shape of the hair in this part.
Good point. Okay, I'll try your suggestion. I think it's a good one.
Okay. Good, and then so that I take some pressure from you.
From you?
I'm gonna give you 1 minute.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
So I also, if I'm not mistaken, Sonia, like it would actually the point where the hair meets the skin is dark. Actually, the darkest point, right? Then I think we have more hair usually here on this part. We have, if you see our hairline, it's usually like a bit of a heart shaped, right? We have this in the middle, it goes a bit down in general. Every person has a different, but like Sonia said, but I think it's like a bit of a heart shaped hairline. So let's.
Yeah, we got a few comments here. Sohila said the right part of the face needs more shading. I guess maybe a little more contrast will make it better. So let's try to do the stuff that we decided, and then in the end, if we have some more time, we can still shade one side of the face. I would probably decide on the right side, because the right eye is also partly darker, so it's more in the shade.
Okay, so you said also this. I like your point about this, and then a little bit of more shading on the right side.
And it's something that's actually, it's like, it needs to be a bit bigger gesture. Yeah. Okay. And your time is up.
Okay, let's see what I've done out of this portrait. So, this is the before, and this is the after. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, nevertheless, the person who did this, yeah, go in, look at the hairline, look at the shading, and I would say I think you can get more of this, and you can definitely do it better than I did now in 60 seconds. You've seen Sonia's reaction.
I mean, not every reaction. I mean, if you want me to be true, you know, in my opinions, then you need to give me this space that I say that as well.
I totally give you this space.
Yeah, okay.
You get true reactions here, right?
Okay.
Okay, so a red-lipped lady in a luxurious Baroque furnitured room.
And there's that's like a black and white drawing, right? With just the added red for the lips.
So this is an interesting tip for everybody. If you add some color somewhere in your drawing, if that's the only color, our eyes will immediately go to there. So what I like here is that actually her lips are red and her eyes are dark. This is immediately our eyes go up. We see that's it. What I think is that our eyes then stop kind of exploring this drawing after that.
Yeah, because we need to we guide the eye with the lines. So we start somewhere at the point where the intensity is the highest. And then we can slowly build this intensity or just guide your eye through the drawing so that it creates some sort of story. So that means, of course, this model is the main focus of this drawing. So that means that we need to emphasize her. I mean, if she would wear a textile which would be the same print as the sofa, then it would be great that it stays like this. You know? But since she's the model and she's wearing some fancy dress, we need to emphasize her. I mean, that's one thing. And then the second one is that you right away start to notice that the hands and this part, you know, the armpit part and the breast area, it looks a bit off.
Yeah, I think this is generally this part, right? Like if you look at that, these lines should be the same length, right? So, and then, you know, her body would be something like this. So this maybe we don't, maybe we cannot correct it that fast, but I would give you a suggestion, maybe we can, but I will give you a suggestion to the author. I'll give a suggestion to the author. You've improved a lot. You've sent us many sketches and you're improving all the time with your anatomy, so just keep going. I can see that you're going that direction. Just don't bother with doing these beautiful drawings, but just do sketches of human bodies so you get a feeling. They don't need to be nice, they can be fast. Just do a lot so you get better at the proportions of human anatomy.
And if you notice, usually when you're looking at fashion sketches, none of them, the environment is never done in detail. So you're putting a lot of energy in the environment, in the spaces, in the sets, which are basically not as important as the model. So use less lines for the environment. The lines should be straight and clear, but the focus is always on the model.
So, Sonia, what do we do here? Do we actually correct a bit of her body and the skirt?
Yeah. I mean, our focus should be bring her in the foreground. That's my main focus before we start dealing with the anatomy, because we have 1 minute, and I mean that's the most important.
You have something in mind? I'll give skirt more oomph.
Yeah, you can also try to emphasize the line of her body. You know, this one.
Yeah.
So just to, and then maybe some shading. Huh?
Okay.
That would be.
Some shading is always. We can sprinkle some shading on.
Okay. Like the seasoning.
Yeah.
Okay, and your minute starts now. Okay, so we also have here some suggestions. Sohila said maybe you can use color red in other stuff,
Yeah.
for example.
Mm.
Then
Should we do it?
one was,
try.
yes, add dark shade a little bit on her dress. You see? Okay, so this connects the model with the face, right? The face and with the dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So and then we go. I like her. I like the dress to be kind of. Actually, let's draw some. You know, I won't be able to draw any nice. You know, fabric curves that fast or wrinkles, but I think we can just by giving it a bit more outline, a bit more contrast, we can give it.
Can you do the lower part as well, so that you just define the line of the
Oh yeah,
of the dress?
the end of the dress.
Yeah,
right?
because I think it's
Something like that.
somehow it disappears in the ground, and actually it would be.
I know. I mean, it's always hard, especially for these dresses or fabrics. One tends to kind of simplify them to be able to not draw them.
Yeah, but I understand the struggle, because even as a student, you know, or in a profession, when you start dealing or designing a space or whatever, the things that you don't have the answer to, you just start to improvise a bit.
And you leave blank.
You leave blank, or just do some line, or you smudge the surface, or use some color, or you try to hide it in some way. And I understand that completely.
Yeah.
But it's also in that case, because the dress is the main focus, it's noticeable.
Let me try to show the hands, because the hands are also disappearing on her dress. I was kind of hoping I can.
I would probably use the darker line, as dark as maybe the neck.
For her hands?
Yeah. At least for this part, you know, so that we somehow get this transition of the line, which slowly transitions into a darker line.
Okay, but I guess I'm out of time.
You're out of time, yeah.
I'm out of time. All right. Let's see what we did here.
Okay. Our princess.
All right. So, this is the before. And this is the after.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that you defined with the color. We defined her belt so much.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like she's really like thin and petite, and this dress is really looks amazing.
So you're on a good way, dear author. Just continue with the sketch. I would like to see it corrected. You can send it to us when you correct it.
Yeah. Okay, we got many thumbs up.
I love this.
Should we just appreciate it for a moment?
Let's just appreciate it for a moment.
Oh man, huh?
I love the colors.
Yeah, I love it. I love it as well. And I think the face looks so realistic.
I loved it. Yeah.
It's,
I like
somehow it speaks to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this rough kind of, you know, it's a digital painting, but I love this kind of roughness of it. Okay. So, what can we possibly give as a tip here?
Well, I of course I look at to the left side with this cup.
Yeah, this cup.
And somehow it doesn't fit to me that it's not detailed.
Yeah.
You know?
You did such a great job on her, and then this cup there is...
because you don't understand, is it the background or is it the foreground?
Yeah.
Because the face is detailed. Of course, we're trying to build attention there. But still, she has you draw this cup because she's posing there for you, and she was drinking the frappe or mocha or whatever, her iced tea. And yeah, that's something that I would wish for.
Yeah, and especially because this is the foreground basically.
Yeah.
Let me just show this. So this is the foreground basically. Then her face is in the middle ground, and then we have a very smudged background, which would also work with the photo. So yeah, this cup should be more detailed. I agree.
Otherwise, I love the color combination as well.
And I think since eyes and everything, you did the glasses very white, so I would do the eyes at least a bit whiter. I know obviously they're in the shade, and the frames of her glasses are reflecting But if they would be so white, then let's try.
Okay, as always, you get a minute and you start now.
All right, so I'll try with the eyes. Let's see where it gets me. Yes, I think yes, exactly. So yeah, this will give us. It might not be totally realistic, but yeah, hey, we want to get some contrast there. I love your lips. Okay, now let's get this cup. So maybe I'm like a geometry freak, but
you're a geometry kind of guy.
I'm a geometric kind of guy, but you have to then if you did such a great job on everything, like you have to give this this cup some shape. It's not really round. I know you. Yeah.
So we get a lot of comments. Carlos said, "I like the autofocus effect behind. Yeah, I think background is okay, but not with the lady." So Hila said, "Maybe the glasses need a little reflection." And then Pamela said, "Don't correct her."
Yeah, Pamela, I know. I'm scared as well.
Okay, so your time is up. So I will let you do just the final adjustments.
I did. It's okay.
Okay, and let's see.
Let's see what I did. So, it's very subtle, but what I did, I emphasized the straw a bit, and yeah, let's see before. This is before, and this is the after. Boom. Yeah.
I mean, maybe really the reflection for the glasses, which is already there. If you notice on the left glass, there is a slightly different tone. So there is something there, but probably, yeah, we can do it also maybe on the right side of the glass. For sure, you can always play with the material. That's something that could be.
So definitely, I think you could highlight the eyes a bit and go another step and try out the reflection on the glasses.
Yeah.
This would be interesting to see. I would love to see how you work with that.
Okay, so we got many hearts. I think this is in the same way as a thumbs up.
Awesome. Should we continue?
Yeah, let's
continue. Or do we have some questions piling up that we have to answer?
There's a discussion. Not so many questions today, but a discussion to every sketch that we correct. Yeah, and I find that very nice. And I love that you're just engaged and try to contribute. And as you see, we also try to include your comments as much as possible because your thoughts and tips are very legit. Okay, but I think I would just continue.
Yeah. So before we do, let me just give one point. Recently, we have been getting so many drawings and paintings for you guys, and it's amazing. Really love it. Which means also, unfortunately, that we will not be able to put all of them every time in every live stream. We might include it in the next one, but if yours doesn't show up this time, just give us another poke on Instagram, Facebook, maybe send it again, maybe we'll write you back, maybe we'll just take time real fast to answer you, to give you a feedback there. But I love this thing, I love the Feedback Friday rounds, and I know because we're getting more and more attention, we will not always be able to include all of them, but we'll do our best.
Yeah, that's true.
And we really appreciate you sharing your work because I know it's hard to put it out there on the internet and allow us to scribble all over it.
Okay.
All right. So
we already got a comment. Maybe darker leaves will help.
They would. I was thinking the same. Darker leaves help.
Yeah, and that's true. We need to create a feeling of depth because, of course, this road takes us somewhere, and the deeper in the space we go, the darker the road, the darker the environment, and for that we're also gonna create this feeling that this road is taking us somewhere. So the feeling of depth.
I also like if we're gonna do the first layer in shadow, then we're gonna be going towards the light, and it's gonna be interesting.
Also true. And there's also water.
Mm-hmm.
The water area under the canopies, it's usually also a bit darker.
Does water need a duck?
Oh, of course it needs a dog. Yeah, think about there's you know, if you look at the painting, there's no
Protagonist.
there's no protagonist. There's nothing that would like give a story to this drawing or painting.
And this is a challenge in all landscape drawing and sketching. The thing is, it's hard to find a view that tells a story in itself, right? So sometimes you have to invent something, add something, or you have to just find another view. This is also true. And this is the biggest challenge because right now we had portraits and it's a portrait, it's a face, yes, we have something going on, we have a protagonist. In a landscape, this is your challenge, people who are doing landscape drawings and paintings. Yeah, architecture is easier. It's also like a person, but landscape, this is the challenge. Okay, so I think I can start because Sonia is distracted. It might make me do.
No. Look, I'm gonna start the timer so you get a minute.
No.
Your 60 seconds are ticking.
All right. So let me get some shading here. I will try to do it real fast. Okay, first I think I have to be faster, so I have to then here, this definitely has to be more shading up here. So, you know, when you would be doing this, you would do it much nicer. Of course, you would delicately paint in your leaves. You will not do it as fast as I did, but I don't have that luxury. You know, I have Sonia with a timer here.
Okay.
So this is dark here as well. It should be. We're in the shade. We need some more. Man, really? Is this for real?
Yes, Kasper. It's for real, but it's just a minute, so no. I mean.
Yeah. Okay. I'm done.
This edge needs to be a bit darker, but like black darker, not gray darker.
Like this?
Yeah, a bit thinner as well, but you got the point. Yeah, that's better. And I will probably also add some like it's like airbrush. Imagine that's an airbrush, and it just goes like very softly over the water surface. It
like
makes
that. Like
that's what a bit maybe too much. Maybe one Ctrl+Z will suffice.
Like that.
Yeah, I mean your brush is a bit muddy because it's on transparency, but okay.
Okay. Let's see if I have managed anything. So this is the before, and this is the after.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I just read the comment.
Do tell.
So Emmanuel said, "I love how naive and dreamy this was in the beginning," and of course it should be like this. I mean, every painting, every time you're starting out to create something new, you try to do your best with the knowledge that you have, and this is an amazing example of patience and dedication, and that's why we appreciate that kind of work.
Oh yeah, amazing foliage work.
Yeah, and of course we're then based on that we try to estimate what can we adjust and create as the next step so that will bring you forward. I mean, there are of course many different stages between beginner and professional. And yeah, I mean, we can't criticize or talk about everything because I think you need to be ripe, or how to say, ready for the next information that you receive, and this is very nice.
Yeah. So if you will correct it and add some shading, do it in the leaves in the fine texture the same way. Basically, just add darker leaves. So don't go with a big brush like I did. Okay.
Okay, so we got two questions here. First one, what software do we use? Is it Krita? For what? So I don't know what kind of, are you talking about, this is also from Emmanuel. So we're using OBS for streaming, and we're using for your sketches for correction, we're using Photoshop.
Yes.
Adobe Photoshop.
Yeah.
And then we also got a question from Rajendra. What is the brush that you're using?
Oh, I'm just using the standard Photoshop brush, nothing special, nothing fancy. Just the round brush, pressure sensitive, drawing on a drawing tablet that you see here. And yes, I'm not trying to be too fancy with the brushes because
in 1 minute,
I don't have time to be fancy with
even a fancy brush won't help you.
Yes. Okay. I love this drawing. It has it's nicely depicted architecture, and I think, yeah. Well, go for it. Go for it.
Okay. So I'm not sure.
Let's let Sonia loose.
Okay. First of all, the surface. I love. Also, okay. First, let's do the sandwich. Love the sketch. Love it. We appreciate a lot that you contributed an architectural sketch. It's nicely done. It has also a very good spatial feeling of that.
I like the, yeah. No.
And but when I looked at the drawing, I noticed the texture on the ground looks similar to the water. So my first response was, we need to do a reflection, of the water. But it probably does not float on the water. So first of all, probably we need to change the texture for the floor. And then also the canopy of the tree on the right side looks extremely high.
Extremely flat as well.
Extremely high and flat.
Yeah.
And I would probably lower that a bit. Maybe try to use a bit different color, because if you look the intensity of the colors, the brown, the green, the yellow, and the black, they have the same intensity. And through that, your building does not stand up from the background, so everything merges a bit.
I would actually say that the vegetation should be black and white.
Yeah.
Because you have some color, you're emphasizing your building. I'm guessing you're an architect or architecture student, and you want to emphasize your building design. So the trees you drew are not maybe essential to that, I would say.
If you want to do a bit more landscape architecture, then try to add some roads, something that will emphasize your entrance point. Where's your entrance? Probably where's that brown orange wall. So we need to add some pathways there or something that will, guide the eye to the entrance point. Yeah, so that would be my comment. Okay. And say when you're ready, and we're gonna...
I always want to say, like, I was born ready, but it's totally not true. So yeah, I will just say I'm ready.
Okay, so I would just say that you start now. Very interesting conversation in our chat is who's the tallest in our chat. Gaspar, how tall are you? Maybe you can win.
I don't even know.
I'm 72 centimeters high. So how high are you? I think you're 10 centimeters higher than me, right?
I'm almost 180, I think.
I think you're more. Yeah.
More than 180? I don't know. Have I grown? I think I stopped growing a while ago. Like, is this going to continue?
What?
The growing?
No, I think not.
Okay.
I think you're over the face.
I'm over the growing phase.
Yeah.
Okay, what else did we say? So we have a little bit of trees. The ground.
The ground,
yes, the ground.
Leave the trees be now.
Yeah,
just focus on the ground.
So everyone who doesn't have time and likes to do the ground just a little bit, like, do some lines, like squigglies on the ground. Don't do them. They don't look well. I mean, they don't look good. So a better way to do it is either add some points to, if it's like sand or something, or if it's grass, add grass, but then do it in lines, like.
But I think you really can you just try to add like a line for, you know, that line that goes straight with architecture, and then it just curves away. Through that we get two different surfaces.
Like that?
No, I just meant like something straight, and then that it, you know, it
you want
like
a path.
Yeah.
So you want to be designing a bit. The landscape architect in you has awoken.
Yeah, but look at it.
Yeah, it's nice.
I mean, because now we get a difference between the pathway, and there you can
maybe, right.
You know, that will also that's the space that's needed to just tell more about the story.
Very nice.
Okay.
Okay, and then we have some texture on the path. Yeah, this is nice. We have a front layer suddenly. We didn't have it before.
Okay, and the time is up as well.
Obviously. So let's check it the before, and let's check it the after. Oh, I think I drew everything on the same layer. Okay, I can't show you the before and after. I drew it on the same layer. So, yes, but this is the after. This is the after. I hope you like it. One more thing, everybody. I know you're sending us sketches in a way that you kind of make a cool composition and everything, which I like. But when you want feedback from us, do it really straight, rectangular, with good light. Don't try to do creative angles, because it's harder for us to, we have to turn it and everything.
Yeah, because we know this sketch indicates hardworking student of architecture who uses alcohol markers and knows 3D, and just woke up on the bed, you know. I mean, you get that.
Oh, they were drawing in bed, basically. They went to sleep with the markers and the sketchbook. Yeah.
But every time you submit some sort of turned sketch or anything, or in bed resolution, that means that we need to take extra time and adjust everything for the live stream. So you would make our lives or preparation much easier if you would do that on your own.
Yes, we would appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay. Another like illustration, basically, architecture illustration. Yeah, what do we think?
What do we think? Okay, so I love what's going on in the foreground, or in the middle point of the sketch, which is like this tent and this temple, and then I just think about what's the main thing here. What do we want to emphasize? And of course, what I just mentioned, this tent and this building there, that's our main focus. And I would to just tell the story a bit better. Take the green that you took on the right side and just color the part on the left side as well. And through that, we would get like a bit more even out surface in the background. And also consider to just close the stairs. As you can see, the stairs are just going somewhere into infinity.
And we don't know, how they end.
Yeah, and you know, I think
also behind the we don't know, like the green, the what you just described, it goes down all the way to this. All the way here, and actually this part, I would say we need a path around the temple. Yeah,
or at least behind the temple, some sort of vegetation. Yeah. In similar style, like the tree that is also growing behind the tent.
Okay, so there's a couple of things going on. I'll do my best to correct them all. And but by the way, I like it. I like your tent and temple illustration. It has like a story going on, and it's quite cool.
Yeah, and don't understand us wrong. I hope it didn't came through like we really like the sketch. We just want to work on the story a bit more, so that what you draw comes as something much greater.
Yeah, let's do a disclaimer right here. you know, we in general really appreciate everything you send us. I mean, we not in general, we always do. But sometimes we'll just go into correction. Doesn't mean that your sketch is horrible, but we can try to get.
Your minute starts now.
Okay, I'll stop talking. You see what I mean. You see what I mean.
You're-
We cannot
you're-
start apologizing for stuff. It's just we have to do as many feedbacks as we can for all of you, so you can improve, and so we can sleep better.
Okay, so here was also a question Rajenda asked. Need to fix perspective. What do you think, Gasper?
I don't think so.
Ah,
I think the perspective is okay. Actually, I just think the tree is not so. It's the tree can be better. So I just started. I couldn't stop myself because you know me. I like drawing trees and stuff. So I have to do this tree as well. And then this here we said needs some more something. So something like this, something like that. So you know the stairs have to be leading up to something, and it's okay. Well, okay, then never mind. I cannot do everything.
you're doing great.
Thank you very much. So we need some greenery here to finish off the stairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And this tent here, I was thinking, like, we need some more darker tent air, like, you know, in the back of the tent. We need to see this, you know, because this is all blue, but actually it would be a part of this temple wall would still be seen, so we need to get some area over here, and then yeah, Sonia,
Yeah,
and here.
your time is up.
Ah, okay.
So if you slowly.
Yes. All right. Boom. So all the things done. Let's see. I tried to do many things here. So this is the before, and this is the after. Bang.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks like a book illustration.
Yes. It looks like a fantasy book illustration. You know, like a traveling caravan just stopped for the night at the mysterious temple. Stuff is going to go down. During the night, there's going to be a fight. Someone's going to, you know, crawl to their fire. They're going to be attacked and defend themselves. Their lives will change. And
Let's continue.
okay.
Okay. Wow.
Nice architectural drawing. Nice. A lot of detail. Okay. What could we actually add here? It's a very central composition. You know, there's not much to be said there. It's like the walls are not really straight, but you know, considering it's kind of an illustration, that's okay, I think. It can totally be like that. You know, it's not completely realistic. It's a bit exaggerated. So this is okay. The building on the left and right is kind of missing, I would say. What do you think?
So I see the presentation line that was used here is pretty thick. So what I mean by that is that when you draw this, you use like a very soft pencil, or maybe your style is based on that you draw many lines that form like some shape or something, which is fine. But in that case, I would emphasize the shaded part of the building. So I would probably add a bit darker tone of gray on the right side, and for that I would make this three-dimensional feeling of this building a bit stronger.
Like that?
Yeah, and you can then also, as Gasper said, in the background there are two small buildings, and I think you can give them a bit more space. So maybe you can just create a bit more for these buildings, and for the side on the right, which we already colored in with a bit darker gray, I would take the same gray and I would color the background buildings with the same gray as well, but without the detail. So then you would get a feeling that what I actually wanted to draw is this particular building, but it's a part of this street, and this is what we drawn. And I love that you added a pathway, which also gives it like a plate on which the building is sitting. It's not floating in the space. The next step you can do is maybe, as you already started on the left side, you added some trees. I suggest that maybe next time you add like a lantern, or something that's defining street even more. Maybe that's not like I see that there's also like this umbrella on the right side. Maybe leave the smaller elements away, and instead of that, focus on the street. So there are signs and some lanterns, the things that are easily recognizable as a street.
Yeah, I just added some. Basically, while you were talking, I already did the stuff you talked about.
Yeah.
So we can already look the result.
Yeah. Okay. That's from Shiraya, and I'm not sure is that for this one or the last one, but she didn't, or he didn't use the ruler.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that's fine. Nice. You don't need to use the ruler. Okay, so I also did a little bit. I cut a little bit of the painting on the left side, so it's really centralistic. When you do a centralistic composition, you have to center it perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it, Kasper.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it now it really looks like three-dimensional.
All right. We got some abstract mandala work here and some mountains in foreground.
Yeah.
And there's an owl.
Yeah.
On the right side.
So, what do you think about this one?
Well, I think there's one mountain missing on the left side to make it more balanced out. I like the illustration, I like everything. I think the only thing I would add is that one mountain on the left side. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, when I was preparing this for the live stream, I was thinking about what's it about. I mean, it's probably, I don't know what this person does. Is it like mainly mandalas, and maybe, or is this mandala representation of the sun? And this is how I took it then. But in every case, I would probably add some mountains on the left and on the right side.
On the right as well. Okay,
yeah.
Let's try.
Because if you see the mountain on the right side, the line is going directly along the edge, and what we wish for is that it would be like differently adjusted, or that we would see a peak or something.
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually like that. Okay. So, yeah, it's hard for me to replicate now your nice mountain details, but let me just do this real quick.
Okay, Suhar said, add a few ducks.
Suhar,
or clouds.
In general,
ducks flying over the mandala sun, right? Or something like that.
Generally, a lot of problems can be, solved by adding ducks. I agree, but this time I will try to do my best without. But yeah, ducks. Okay, so this is a small composition thing. So, dear author, you can totally improve it, I think, if you add something on the left and on the right to maybe frame it a little bit more. So let's see. This is the before, and this is the after. Boom. Yeah, so you can just go and add that left mountain there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, this also looks like a book illustration.
It also looks like a storybook.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an elf picking magic bush where something is growing on, like items. Yeah.
Or are those holes through which you can then see the tree trunk and the just branches.
Yeah, maybe. Anyways, well, there's many things going on. So this is the main event, whatever he's doing with the bush or she. And then we have this kind of story-like city, town in the background. So right now, I think the contrast between the person and the surroundings is too big. Sometimes we have, it's not big enough, but here it's too big. I like the composition, I like how it's in the lower third, but maybe we have to blend it in a bit with the rest. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so while you're doing this, maybe I can just say something how to start building that kind of drawing. So when you're starting off with a pencil and you don't know yet how your end result is gonna look like, you need to start drawing with very soft lines. So very light pressure. Use light pressure while constructing your drawing. Because if you're gonna start with a very heavy line, so very, very strong dark lines, then you're gonna need to go always darker and darker. What I mean by that, if you started constructing this drawing and you just drawn like you usually do, then maybe when you came to the point where you started to draw this person, you noticed that, oh, that's actually my main character, or actually everything's about this character, so I need to do it darker. I need to represent it a much, much darker. And when you do something very dark, you cannot go back.
Yeah, once you go to the dark side, people.
Yeah, you need to always try to give yourself like a space, like the space where you can work in, like, so that you know that, okay, later on I'm gonna adjust something and I'm gonna shade something, and that will give me some additional black tone or anything.
So the solution to this now is to go darker even on the rest of the drawing, right? Because the person is so dark, you cannot go back now. I added some darker points around. I added especially this kind of interesting doorway out of branches to also frame the person a bit.
Yeah.
And I think you can go back to this drawing and improve it even further.
If you would want, I mean, if that's the entry point, you can also shade this whole area in gray.
Totally,
and for that, we would emphasize the entry point.
Very good point. Then comes Sonia with like a small tip, and of course it makes total sense, and it's really cool.
Yeah, because we're cool.
There you go. All right. Okay. Yeah. Wow. This is wow. So by the way, the thing on the right side is an actual pressed plant, and the thing on the left side is a watercolor painting of this plant.
I don't know. I mean, it could be also a combination of just watercolor and colored pencils.
Anyways, insane details.
Yeah.
It looks so realistic. So what is first thing that comes to mind is like it could have more intensity. It looks like, it's really
faded.
It's faded. We just need more intensity, a bit more shading. But nice study, awesome work.
So this is from Arushi, and yes, those are. This is watercolor painting. And so you're gonna try to build up a bit.
Just a little bit of shading, yeah, like especially here in the darker areas. So not much to do here. Great job. But like where the leaves meet one another, not where I'm drawing now, like you should have darker points, especially, where another leaves goes behind the one up front. You should have like a darker point on the back one. Look at it.
So also, Arushi, if you want to get any tips on how to build a perfect herbarium, pressed leaves, dried leaves or something, just let us know. Every landscape architect during the study needs to do press leaves album to recognize the plants in their local environment.
So we did our share of those.
We did our share of those. I think I each did like at least 5 like very, very fat ones.
There you go.
Fat books filled with those.
Okay, so this is the before. This is the before. And I just added a bit more dark. I think you can go back and do it too.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah, that will also make the difference.
Yeah, quite nice.
Very nice.
Quite nice. So I don't think we'll manage all of them today. I think we can squeeze one more in. What do you think?
I think that's the best.
Yeah, we can squeeze one more in. A couple of you did not come because we have them prepared here, but we'll push them to the next Feedback Friday, and we really appreciate you sending them, but we just having so many that we have to do our best to get as many through as possible. All right, beautiful illustration. Wow. Architectural illustration.
Wow, looks really amazing.
It does.
Okay, do you have any tips or suggestions or ideas?
Well, okay, I like the foreground, this water lilies, or what are they called? This is like the main thing here. Now we have this in the middle ground, we have this bench, which is quite nice. I think it should be a bit more in the shadow to differentiate it from the foreground. Yes. And then there's the background. I think it's just the middle ground with that bench that could have a little bit of more shading. And then those water lilies up front, a bit more highlights. What are your thoughts?
First of all, again, the sandwich. The compliment on you is that you used colored pencils for this one, and I love your technique. It's really nice, and I can notice that you know how to use colored pencils. And yeah, so what I would do is I would finish those water lilies, you know, the leaves, the green ones that have undecided form. I get it that they are floating on the water, but the water is something that's very flexible, right? It's the flexible medium, and the leaves, that's something that always has a shape. So I would probably try to finish a few leaves on the left side, or maybe the one in the middle where the water lilies are growing. You know, I would try to finish those at least. Just close the form so that we have.
Now I know what you mean. Yes.
Close the form so that it's clear. You know, it's not. You know, it's not fading away or something. You know, it's just a nice, appropriate thing to do. And then Suchar suggested add a frog or a cloud, or maybe Kasper a duck.
Yeah, well.
And I mean, the water is dark, pretty dark.
It's pretty dark, yeah.
And there's a very interesting play with walls. If you see, there's a design which has like different walls that give this room a structure. So we have the ones that are just bordering the room or our view. You know, they are just giving us the borders. And then we have the orange wall where the table is standing, but this room continues after this orange wall, and we have in the background another orange wall which is disappearing. And I would see if I can create a bit better three-dimensionality.
How would you do that?
Well, we can do that by using a bit more intense orange tone. Or what you did here is also pretty nice, but maybe just, you know, stronging this edge with maybe like a bit darker line would also give it, yeah.
Yeah, because it is in the shade. I mean, now I will shade in everything. Obviously, the lines, the holes have to be brighter, but this will also differentiate it from the layer in the front. So, yes, this is what we want. All right, let's look at it. I also added some more reflection on the water. So, this was the before, and this is the after. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Yeah.
A small touch, but I think it makes this representation drawing a bit more interesting.
It does.
You know, it gives it the justice that it's deserving.
So, this was it for today. And for all of you who have sent the drawings, thank you very much. For those of you who haven't, whose drawings we couldn't correct, we'll push them to the next Feedback Friday. But to be sure, it's best to poke us again, send us another drawing, another message, like remind us we're here, we want your feedback, and we'll do our best to include you. Yeah, thanks a lot for sharing.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it today.
I did it as well.
Remember to give the video a thumbs up, it really helps us, and if you tell your friends about the Feedback Friday, it would mean a lot to us, so they can improve too.
Yeah. So before we go, I would like to give a heart to Anne. Thank you for your amazing support. Thank you for you being here for us and being such a good student, asking questions, and also contributing to our channel in so many ways.
Thanks a lot, Anne. Thanks for the donation.
Okay. Yeah, so if you would also like to contribute any sketches for the following Feedback Friday, whenever that happens, then you can do that by posting it in our Facebook group called Landscapers or on Instagram. Just write hashtag Friday beside the description or your sketch so that we know that it's for our live stream.
Yeah, best DM it and just write for Friday. This is in Instagram.
We also have one question that I almost forgot to ask. Where did I put it? Okay. So the question is, what would an aspiring graphic designer, landscape architect, or architect start? How would they start their own firm? Any tips? Thank you.
Awesome question. This is very hard, especially if graphic art designer much easier than an architect or landscape architect because the responsibility is so big. I would say join another company where you can learn how a company works. I wouldn't go freelance right away. I mean, it's fine and it's tempting, but I would rather go find a full-time job, or at least like 80% or something job, learn how a company works, get close to those people and ask questions, and then on your side, in your free time, start building up your portfolio, start posting your work online, get awareness, and be patient. It will take some years. And then after some years of that experience, you will have awareness and some references to show and slowly start doing your solo gigs and then create a company. It wouldn't be right after from out of the studies.
Yeah. Asking always good. Don't think, be humble.
Yeah.
Ask many questions.
Yeah.
And be prepared to fail a lot.
Yes. Be prepared to fail. It's awesome. We did a lot, we failed a lot, and it's how you learn.
Yeah. So that's it. I hope that motivates you a bit. It's never too late to start.
Never.
Follow your passion. If that's what you wish for, if you have set your vision correctly and you know what's your goal, then if you work in that direction every day for at least a few minutes and just build on that, you can come a very long way.
Yes. That's it, everybody. Have a nice rest of the Friday and wish you a nice weekend.
So, you know what to do.
Keep on drawing.
And stay creative.
Bye-bye.
Bye.